Back with another one. Starting off with my number 10 spot. It gotta go to My Name Is off the Slim Shady LP. That was just some crazy shit when it first premiered. We never seen nothing like that in my generation. And it just was a dope ass song. And when you heard the explicit version, it was really fucking crazy. I'm like, this nigga is gonna be a problem. But I didn't think he'd become the artist that he did. I can't lie about that one. You know what I mean? But yeah, My Name Is definitely a good record. I definitely fuck with it, and this album is pretty cool in a way. I like the album cover as well. You dig? But yeah, that's my number 10 joint. Let's get into the number 9 joint. That'll be Kim off the Marshall Mathers LP. Just basically the brutality of the song. Having that much anger for a person that is your baby mom, that is your woman, your wife, your everything, and to be able to want to just destroy her like that. That song intrigued me, and a lot of people thought I was crazy when I enjoyed that record a lot. I used to replay that song back to back, you know what I mean, in my room when I heard this album. It just was a crazy song. I don't know, it just made me feel indifferent about certain relationships at that time. But yeah, that's my number 9 right there. Kim off the Marshall Mathers LP. Crazy record, man. Getting into my number 8, it would be Like Toy Soldiers off the Encore album. This is where he basically talked about the Ja Rule beef, Benzino, the death of Proof around this time. And just basically, he didn't mean for none of that shit to happen. He didn't want it to go like that. He'll walk away from hip hop. And that was just a different side of him. And I definitely love the production and the sample. And a lot of people didn't like this album, but I bought this album and enjoyed it. And especially this record is what got me to purchase the album. Good record, man. The visual for it was even more crazy. I was like, wow, M really got kind of deep with that joint right there. But, that's my number 8, Like Toy Soldiers off Encore. Good album, though. You know what I mean? My number 7 choice is 8 Mile off the 8 Mile soundtrack, album, whatever you want to call it. Great storytelling about his life, you know what I mean? When I first heard this project, I was deeply impressed by, the lyricism, the features, the songs, but this song in particular and another one of this album just really stood out to me. It definitely shows the movie as a lyrical way. It just describes everything that he was going through and everything in his life mixed with the character and mixed with his own life. So I thought that was definitely dope, you know what I mean? So that's why it's my number 7 choice. And I'm glad I actually got this in my collection. It's definitely a good project. Getting into my number 6 will be Guilty Conscience featuring Dr.DRE off the Slim Shady LP. It just was crazy, you know what I mean? Just to see Dre, you know, fucking with the white boy. A lot of people didn't know what to expect when they seen this collaboration, but this song was definitely dope. I was like, wow, this nigga Eminem is just going crazy back and forth. It's just like the devil and the angel on your shoulders. Don't do this, do this, don't do this, don't do this, do this, do this. You know what I mean? So it was pretty dope, you know what I mean, to see that type of record get that much airplay, back in those days, because, a lot of shit was just crazy when it came to Eminem dropping songs. But yeah, that's my number 6 choice, Guilty Conscience, because sometimes we all have a guilty conscience. Getting into my number 5, Sing for the Moment. The production, the sample, just the raw motion in this record, I love this song when it came out. I still to this day, it damn near bring a tear to your eye. Not being all emotional and shit, but it's just he just goddamn embodied everything that he was going through at that time and just put it all in this one song. You know what I mean? And if you listen to the lyrics, it just wow. It's strong. It's a moment. And I see why a lot of people cater to this album a lot. But this is one of my favorite songs off this project, man. Just it's a very emotional record in a way, you dig? But I fuck with it a lot, man. Sing for the Moment, my number 5 choice. Getting into my number 4 off the Recovery album, Talking to Myself featuring Kobe. He definitely talked about his personal life. This was the big surprise when he said he actually thought about going at Kanye and Lil Wayne because he felt that he was slipping in his rap career and they were doing so much better than him. He basically just was a hater and hated everything about everybody else that was doing better than him because he was going through his own, devils or whatever you want to call it. He had a cloud over his head, and I thought that to open up an album like that was just great in my personal opinion. A lot of people don't like this album, but I had no problem with it. I bought it in my collection. Good song, man. I fuck with it. Getting into my number 3, Rap God. I know when I talked about this shit, back then. I was like, it's alright, whatever the case may be. But it grew on me, you know what I mean? I kind of hated on this song, but it's definitely lyrically a good song. But I still think just because of how fast he rapped and how many words that he rapped in a second, that's what really got him the notoriety. But he was saying a lot of different shit in the song. You know, he broke a lot of things down as far as the new rappers, far as his skills, far as what he can do in the industry, far as how he made certain songs that seemed poppy, made them work when they was really lyrical assaults on people. And I grew to admire and respect this song. It's definitely a good record, man. Rap God, he showed that. And my number 2 would be Beautiful off the Relapse album, another album that people didn't like. Definitely a deep, powerful song, you know what I mean? It has an anthem to it. This was my anthem back in '09. If you just listen to the verses, you just listen to how down he was, how, you know, just sad and depressed he was. This was definitely just me back in '09. I just love this song. You know, I used to quote these lyrics all over my Facebook and shit like that, or MySpace, whatever it was the case may be. But this is definitely a great song, you know, Beautiful. It's just, no matter what, just know you're beautiful inside and out, you know. But that's my number 2. And finally, man, getting to my number 1 would be Lose Yourself. Everybody loved this song when it came out. I don't give a fuck who you is or where you from. This was the dopest song out, the most lyrical song. He broke down everything, you know, from the production to his lyrics. You know, just an overall great record, man. And I love this album. These are my top 10 Eminem album cuts, you know what I mean, from various albums. Y'all let me know what's y'all top 10 or top 5 Eminem songs, period.